Hey everybody. So, if you're new to my channel, I beg you to subscribe and hit that like button. My name is Carl Gaskin, and I've just published a book. It's called Other Worlds Than These. I'm going to read the second story from it, as I've already read the first one on this channel, and I'm going to try and read every story in the coming days. The second story is called Terminal Effect, and it's as follows. Trillium awoke with a start. The telltales of her cryo chamber were blinking a rhythmic red, indicating issues with the system. She reached forward with leaden arms and touched the glass case of her chamber to silence the incessant beeping inside her head. The lights faded from green to red, then to green, and the alert beep inside her aching skull faded to silence. She breathed deeply. She needed information. Waking from cryogenic sleep had been painful, and she was disoriented. She needed to access the ship's mainframe. Closing her eyes, she tapped 2 fingers against the side of her head, behind the ear at the temple, and saw in her mind's eye a blue square move over a yellow circle. When the 2 intersected, she saw green. Then, the proper neurological induction techniques were satisfied, and her neural shunts allowed her into the ship's AI mainframe. Trillium now existed for all intents and purposes here inside the ship's datum plane as a binary avatar of herself. "Ship," she called, hearing her voice echo in the vastness of the datum plane subspace. "Yes, little miss," the ship replied. "My name is Trillium, ship." God damn, she hated AIs. "Yes, little miss, and my name is Alejandro," the ship replied back. "Okay, ship, I don't care. How long have I been under?" 75 standard cycles, little miss." She let the quip go without comment. 75 standards? She muttered in disbelief and confusion. But why?" "Because, little miss, you asked to be." But by the balls of Buddha, why?" Fear and frustration were growing evident in her tone now. "I do not know, little miss. It is what you asked for, and what you both decided. Perhaps you should ask your partner, James." "James," Trillium said with a start. Where is he? Is he?" "He is alive and well, little miss." "Quit calling me that!" she yelled, her frustration evident now. "As you wish, M. Trillium," the ship said, all business now. "Ship, call James to the infirmary," she commanded. "As you wish, M. Trillium," the ship said again. At this, she initiated the proper neural protocols, and what had been her reality blurred, pixelated, and faded into darkness. She opened her eyes and blinked against the lights, then gave the thought command process that opened the glass of her cryo chamber and stepped into the chilly, sterile air of the ship. Multi-limbed servitors scurried, bringing her a robe to cover the chill of her nakedness. Another approached her with a tray of juices and nutrient bars, standard protocol to help with the acclimatization from cryo-sleep. As she chewed, sipping her juice, she heard the hiss of the medbay door opening and looked up. It was then that she saw him, and the full implication of her situation washed over her like a flood tide or like some unwanted dream. His slate-gray hair glistened in the ship's light. Wrinkles creased his sagging face, but the eyes, those eyes, although bloodshot, were sharp and twinkled with vigor. It was those soft blue and pensive eyes that she had fallen in love with so many cycles ago. They regarded her now as he ambled slowly into the med bay, a gnarled and liver-spotted hand gripping the ball of the cane upon which he leaned. Trillium stared in shock and disbelief as James set the cane aside and moved closer. It was then that the levee of emotion broke and the tears began. She fell into his frail arms, sobbing and retching. "It's okay, Trill. Trill, it's okay, my love," he whispered, close to her ear. His breath was hot and tickled. "It's okay, my love," he continued softly. "This is what you asked for and what you needed. It's okay. We'll do this together." She was beyond words now. Only the raw emotion of regret and sudden grief racked her body as she shuddered against his frail, yet strong frame. Trill, you're better now. You would have died without the cryo. The cancer was too far gone. But you're better now, and that's all that matters, he continued to whisper to her reassuringly. Trill, I love you, he finished, and then over her shoulder, Alejandro, set a course for galactic north along the plane of the ecliptic. Yes, James, the ship replied, and the luxury space yacht slowly turned on a plume of exhaust and radiation that stretched for miles into the inky blackness of space as the two lovers, one old and the other now cured, continued to cling to each other, crying together like two lost children in a sea of darkness. I hope you guys join me for future editions. Excuse me, I'll be reading one of these hopefully every night. Now that I got my camera set up in my shitty little phone. So, anyway, if you guys like it, man, subscribe. There'll be one hopefully coming every other day. I've got 37 of them, plus more from my upcoming book. If you like what you read, go to Amazon, type in the name Carl Gaskin, and search for Other Worlds Than This. It's $7.50. It might mean nothing to you, but it would mean the world to me. See you guys.